Shalom, beautiful beings. I hope you all are doing so incredibly well. If you are new here, my name is Sarah Davis. I am the founder and CEO of ascendinglifestyle.com. I also, for YouTube, this is actually new. You guys don't know about this yet. I run a Patreon community currently, and what we are focusing on is the 13 moon cycles. So every single month within the community, I release a new calendar for that month that highlights the energies that are going on for that cycle so that the collective can capitalize on it and so that they can do the self-awareness and the growth work, the ascension process. I also do yoga sessions over there. I'm also starting a book club. So our first book is a book that I've actually already read with a previous book club, but it's such a beautiful thing. So we're going to be going through Eastern Body, Western Mind over in that platform, which is a beautiful thing to be able to go through this book in a group, in a community, because it's very deep work. And it touches on psychology and development of the chakra centers within the body. It also gives practices that you can do in order to heal those parts of the chakras if they are blocked within you. So we will be doing that over in that platform. If you are at all interested, you can find that link in the description box below. It is in the link tree. It's the very first square, and it's $5 a month. Okay, I also will be having herb awareness over there. So right, ascendinglifestyle.com is an apothecary, basically. Also merch. So this just released. This is Cards and Coffee, very first sweatshirt. There's a lot going on YouTube. I love you guys so much. And I know I've been pretty absent on this platform, but I do want to get better. And I know that for a while, I've said that on this platform, and I go through gaps with you guys where I post more frequently and then I kind of disappear. So that's just me and how I've been working up to now. But I think that things are shifting. The energy right now in the collective is personally, I feel very excited, but at the same time, I am going through a lot of deep, dark work. So as you can tell, like the bags under my eyes, yesterday was a pretty interesting day for me. I caught myself projecting a lot of my irritation that's going on because of the root chakra work that I'm doing right now and the shadow, another descent that I'm going through within the self. So I found myself projecting a lot of that energy yesterday. But the positive aspect that came out of that is I completely separated myself. And I had a moment in the car where I basically said a bunch of times, I can't even tell you how many times I said it, but I sat there and I said, I call my power back to me from every person, place, situation, dimension, and reality. I call my power back to me. And I said that I don't know how many times. And sometimes I would say it in a tone in which I'm speaking here, and sometimes I would say it in complete anger. Sometimes, one time I said it and my eyes started watering like I was crying. And then the more that I said it, the more powerful it felt when I did say it. So I wanted to give you guys that. If you're in a space right now where you feel as if there's a huge shift that needs to occur within you, this is something that we talked about actually over on TikTok recently. I did a collective reading over there talking about the dark feminine and the villain era that we are going through. There's also a beautiful video that I watched earlier today, actually, that I will link down below. I think it's something that is worth watching if you guys haven't seen it already. It talks about the descent of the feminine and the rise of the feminine and what the dark feminine has been doing within society recently. Okay, so there is a big shift that's happening within the feminine energy, and this is not male or female specific. Every single one of us has divine feminine energy within us. Okay, but for the divine feminines who are in the physicality on this dimension as well, there's a lot of looking in the mirror and feeling a stagnation. And with that stagnation, you're going to initiate a change, and that initiation is a part of your descent. It's a deeper part of you getting to the root of you without the title. Okay, the root of you without the titles. All right, and it's interesting because we are in root chakra energy right now. It's very much focusing on reflection. It's very much focusing on fears. It's very much focusing on truth, speaking the truth and the authenticity of where you are right now. Okay, and Otis, I really need you to chill. Okay, you wanted to come down here, so you're gonna have to chill out. Where was I going, you guys? Spirit, please bring me back. Excuse you. Excuse you. He's such a creep. He's so funny. He's such a good boy. So yes, there's that. I feel like there was so much more that needed to be said, and there is a lot that needs to be said with that energy. I also don't have a lot of battery on my phone right now, so I can't really go as deep as I really want to. But I want to bring it up to you guys. So, I need to come back to that stagnation energy. So if you are looking at yourself in the mirror and you're feeling a stagnation, you're looking at yourself and you're saying there's something that needs to change. This is a part of the descent. This is a part of the moving into the villain era. And I just want everybody to remember that the villain era for the dark feminine is not what society has told you it is. The villain era for the dark feminine is speaking your truth and living in your passion and releasing yourself of all of those titles and becoming naked and vulnerable with who you are and where it is that you want to be, and not attached to what it is that the things around you say you need to be, right? What your purpose should be. It's what you and the Most High have for each other and with each other, and it's going to be different for everybody. And I this is something that I thought was very important in that video that I'm going to link below. She talks about how this descent is it's not attached to time. This is your space, whatever it is where you become raw with yourself. That is up for you and the Most High to decide, right? Because you go through this. And if you've been doing this work, you've done this before, but it just seems different this go around, at least for me. I'm very excited, but at the same time, I know for a fact that this new cycle is just so much deeper than it's been in the past, which is very exciting, but it's also terrifying. Because the work that I've already been doing, I'm in a lot of recognition of why I am where I am, and yes, there's a lot happening. Honestly, you know that I'm working. Oh, he's a good boy. This is Odysseus Collective, if you guys haven't met him on this platform yet. He's my baby, okay? So we're actually going to break that energy down, because I do feel as though that energy is going to be very prevalent within the collective, probably for this whole year coming up, okay? So that is going to be something that we are focusing on heavily and doing heavily. A lot of work is going to be around that. So if you are interested in getting more intimate with that type of work, I highly suggest moving over to Patreon as well. Patreon, again, it's $5 a month. You're getting at least 2 yoga sessions. You're getting infographics on different chakras and different aspects of the spinal column, which are attached to those chakras, and how those particular chakras and that particular spot within your spinal column, how those nerve endings affect different aspects of your internal nervous system and your internal lymphatic system, your internal organs, the blood, the bones, all of the things. We're getting really deep over there. So I highly suggest, if you've been with me for a while over here, I would love to see you over on that platform. You guys have been with me for a very long time on this platform, and I love you guys so much. So I want to be able to connect with you over there. All right. Also, the book club will start the next new moon cycle. I'm officially starting it. So that the next new moon is, what month are we in? January 29th is the next new moon. And then we are currently deciding what day we will be meeting every single month. And I think it's going to be the third or the last weekend. I'm not sure, honestly. I put up a poll, so all of the things are happening. If you want to join before January 10th, I am doing a vision board, kind of like a meet and greet vision board, get together with Patreon as well over there. So if you want to be a part of that, go ahead and join before January 10th. You don't have to get the book by then, obviously, but I do have a link for the book within Patreon as well. It was recently on sale, and I do request that you guys buy it there because I make money off of it, and it's just an Amazon, right? It's an Amazon link where I get commission off of it, so you don't have to do that, but it is there for you. Also included within the Patreon, you do get a 15% off permanent code that you can use within the apothecary. You can use it for the merch, and you can use it with the one-on-one sessions with me. So that is permanent for the Patreon gang. And if you order now, that $5, you will be grandfathered in whenever I do decide to up my prices, because they will be upped with all of the stuff that's going on. You really need to stop. Okay, I'm not sure when this phone is gonna die. So what did we cover? Also, there's two other things that I really want to cover. I don't know if we're gonna get into cards today, collective. There's an energy around, there's a heavy energy around astral projection right now. Okay, and having the awareness that every single one of us does astral project when you lay your head down at night, and you find yourself in the dream realm, right? And you're in different realities over there. That is a form of astral projection. And associated with that, the Most High was telling me specifically, and I gave this to the collective over on TikTok, that right now is probably a time to not eat as heavily at night before you go to bed, which is funny because last night I had pasta and wine before I went to bed. But I had a very confirming dream last night as well. So there's that. We'll talk about that later. That has a lot to do with the I call my power back to me energy. Can you knock it off? Enough. Jesus. I'm gonna not, oh God, I can't. The irritation I feel right now. You're whining for no reason. Stop it. Please. You just want attention. Such an attention needy little boy. Astral projection. So astral projection, there's a heavy energy around that. We are going to break that down over here. We'll tap into that later when my phone's not dying so much. And then there's that trying to eat lighter before you go to bed. It's not necessarily the fasting energy, but I was actually given a specific time of around 3 o'clock in the afternoon to start eating more liquids, right? So you could do soups, you can do smoothies, you can do, yeah, I got soups and smoothies for you. So yeah. Oh, and then a drink that we did talk about Patreon that's really assisting the root chakra and the nervous system right now is golden milk. And I have a recipe over on Patreon that everybody can access. I did make it to where anybody can go over there and access and print it. So golden milk, right, is it's going to be very beneficial for the body at this time because it's aligning energetically. It's also aligning with allowing your nervous system to calm itself as, oh, this was the thing, allowing the nervous system to calm itself as different visions are brought up from the past, right? So that your mind, right, because your body doesn't have an awareness That just because you are having a vision of that the Most High is presenting a vision of something that once happened, that it's not actually happening again, right? So if you can assist your body in calming itself down at this time as these visions, these past visions are coming up, because the Most High needs you to be aware of the lessons that are attached to them. And there might be something that's deeper that might have been missed if you have already done certain types of work, which I'm finding very heavily right now, because there's a certain type of energy that I'm moving through that has rippled in different aspects of my different types of relationships that I've had, right? And this is just a deeper awareness of me. So this is probably happening with you as well, collective. So assisting your body in calming itself so that it doesn't go into shock and think that those situations are happening again. So that, because we're in the root chakra energy, the root chakra is directly connected to the adrenal glands, which is your fight or flight, right? The adrenal glands are a part of that cortisol, and that fight or flight hormone that gets directly released within the bloodstream. So if you can drink things like golden milk, right, that have turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, you can put cardamom in it. It helps relax the nervous system so that as those visions are coming up, you can actually move through the energy and transmute the energy in a totally new and ascended way so that you can go through this descension process just from a higher vibration, right? You're descending into a lower vibration that's probably lower than you've been before. But because you are at a higher vibration and you have a higher awareness on how to assist your body in doing this work, it's just different this time, right? So you can go deeper without necessarily moving into the depression that you once may have because you didn't have the tools, or you were just unaware and unconscious of the tools that were available to you. So this is a way of moving through that, okay? Yeah, baby, you have an eye boogers. So there's that as well. All right, I actually think I'm just gonna leave this here. I don't really remember what else. The Most High is kind of telling me that I prayed before I came on here. You guys know me. That I don't want to go too deep. They don't want to go too deep right now, but they do want to just let you guys know that, right, you're seen, basically. Let me see if there's anything else that I missed. We're going to dive, I just heard, we're going to dive more into the astral projection energy as well, because I'm not 100% positive where that's going. So we're going to dive into the astral projection. We're going to dive into the villain era of the dark feminine, and go ahead and make the change that you want to change. Personally, it's going to be this, because I have an awareness of what happens, like hair is memory, right? And sometimes memory that no longer serves us has to be released in many different ways. And in some cultures, cutting the hair is not something that you should, there's only certain times when you should cut your hair. But for me, I've kind of I have a very different relationship with my hair. And many of us do, many females do. So for the woman to cut her hair, it's a time of transformation. It used to be when a woman's hair was cut, they were cutting her hair because they told her she had to in order to conform. But this is different this time. We're in a different era, right? So just because our cells may have a memory from the past when it comes to cutting the hair, it doesn't mean that it's the reality of today. So personally, when it is a time of transformation, I tend to start with the hair, right? For some reason, it's when you look at yourself in the mirror and you can see something different. It has a ripple effect within the confidence that you need right now, because there is a confidence that's needed in order to speak the truths that need to come out at this time, collective. Because there are deep truths that need to come out at this time. Truths that you need to speak, truths that need to be spoken to you, truths that need to be spoken within the society as a whole, right? So, and that goes along with the authentic energy, right? When you can authentically speak your truth from a deeper place and from a more passionate and compassionate perspective as well, okay? So I did pull out the cards. We're not going to tap into the cards today, collective. It's going to be a short video. I will be back very soon. All right. I love you guys so much, and I thank you guys so much for being here. But I will talk to you guys very soon. Please, 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 if you're interested in Patreon, again, it's only $5 a month. It's cheaper than most of your guys' coffee. And if you don't get coffee, it's cheaper than your tea, because I drink tea as well. And it's like $5 for a thing of tea at a coffee shop these days. So do yourself a solid. Be a part of a community that's really, really going to be building something new with each other. Okay, I love you guys. I will see you guys soon. Odysseus says goodbye, and he is begging for my attention right now. Right? Yes. He's a tired boy. Okay, I love you guys. I'll see you guys soon.